Hi, this is Dr. Shawn Talbott, Chief Science Officer at MonaVie. And I want to take a few minutes just to explain to you this new show that we have that we're producing here at MonaVie. It's called From the Lab. And what it will do is give you a deep dive into the behind the scenes of our products. Why our products work the way they do, why they're formulated the way they do, what kind of research exists behind these products, how they work together to deliver the health and wellness that MonaVie is so well known for. So look for not just this show, but a series of shows coming in the future from the lab. And what we want to use today's show for is to give you a recap of the last couple of weeks here at MonaVie. It's been an amazing few weeks where we just finished our Orlando convention, the North American convention. We just finished a series of shows where I was on the Dr. Oz show to talk about belly fat and free radicals and antioxidants and feeling better. It was basically an opportunity to go on the Dr. Oz show and talk about the MonaVie story of health and wellness and balance and vitality without actually saying MonaVie. So we'll have that posted. We'll have links to that show posted on the MonaVie website that you can go and look for yourself and see what that show was all about. But let me get into what I talked about in Orlando, which was this idea of MonaVie being known as the company that helps you feel your best. I really think we have an opportunity at MonaVie to own that category, to be known as, yeah, MonaVie, that's the company that helps me feel my best. Not necessarily as an acai company, not necessarily as a juice company. Those are great places to start, but those are limited. Those are great foundation pieces that we can build upon to become something bigger and more important around the world. So that's really what I want to talk to you about today, our overall global product strategy. And it starts with this. What you can see on your screen now are some problems that we have in the world. You know, our problems, the things that we're surrounded by in the world are too much stress and too much pollution and poor diets and not enough time. These are all things that can really weigh us down and make us feel not quite right. So I'll talk to you a lot today about how we can help people to feel better. But I think it's important for us to realize that we can't tell people to avoid their stress. We can't tell people to eat a perfect diet all the time. We can't tell people to avoid the toxins in their environment. We can tell people that, but those are not realistic for people to actually do on a regular basis. I'm a nutritionist. I would love people to eat the perfect diet every single day, but if I can't even do it myself, I can't realistically expect everybody watching this right now to do it as well. So when we talk to people, we'll generally see that they'll fall into one of the categories you can see on your screen right now. They'll generally fall into someone who feels stiff and sore. They might feel that they're tired and worn out. They might feel that they're gaining weight. They might feel that they're overstressed. And I say it in those ways because what I study, biochemistry, is something that you don't always feel. I'm very fond of saying that biochemistry drives behavior. The reason that we feel a particular way is because of some aspect of biochemistry in our bodies. So when we feel stiff and sore, we can dial that all the way back to cytokines and free radicals and antioxidants and things like that that are going on at the biochemical level. And the reason that's important is because we can develop a product that rebalances that part of our biochemistry, with the end result being we feel better. We balance our antioxidants and our free radicals and our cytokines, and we feel more flexible. We feel more supple. We feel stronger. We feel more able to get around. That's the end benefit for somebody. The end benefit isn't that they have more antioxidants. The end benefit is that they feel better. And we can do that with each and every one of these categories. We can design a product in the form of EMV that helps you perceive your energy levels differently, so that it's really an anti-fatigue product and not an energy boosting kind of a product. We can develop a product such as the Reveal system that controls your blood sugar to give you the end benefit of weight loss. We can design a product like the new VSet product that we're just launching in Orlando to help you modulate your stress response so that you feel better in terms of the stressful life that we all lead. We didn't remove your stressful life. We didn't tell you to avoid traffic jams. We didn't tell you to avoid the mailbox because that's full of bills that stress you out. But we are changing the way your body responds to that stress. That's what we're doing at the deep biochemical level in designing these products so that you can just use them to feel better in whatever way is best for you, to really solve that problem that you're experiencing or that your customers are experiencing. So think about how big a business that might be. It's literally in the trillions and trillions of dollars around the world. I won't go through all of these statistics for you, but if you're the type of person who's just a product person, that's great, because I'm a product guy and that's mostly what I'm going to be talking about on this show. But if you're a business person and you're interested in the opportunity aspect of MonaVie, you can see that this is a gigantic business opportunity, and it's only going to be getting bigger. It's going to be getting bigger because of our aging population. It'll be getting bigger because of the sort of sickness model that is pervasive around the globe, where we're treating diseases instead of promoting health and wellness and vitality. And it's also getting bigger because people are getting more attuned to the idea that there must be something better. There must be a more natural, so-called alternative way to get our bodies back into balance so we feel better. And MonaVie is right there, and I want to give you a perspective for that today. So when I talk about feeling better, the way that we measure it in the laboratory is by measuring a parameter from psychology research called Vigor. And you can see the definition of it here. Vigor is not just a quick boost in how you feel. It's not just a quick shot of energy or a quick shot of appetite control. It really is a sustained mood state. So the definition is a three-tiered sustained mood state characterized by physical energy, mental acuity, and emotional well-being, all wrapped up into one. The opposite of vigor in psychology research is burnout. And so with burnout, you're exhausted. You can't think. You might be depressed. And that is something that people understand because it's so pervasive. So many people are burned out, and they think that that's just sort of a normal aspect of their stressful lives. I want you to realize that that is not normal at all. That is being out of balance in all of these areas biochemically, and by rebalancing yourself, we can restore that normal state of vigor. You know, it's funny, when someone gets that state of vigor back, you know, they'll say the typical things. They'll say, my energy is better, and they'll say my mood is better, and my mind is sharper, and those sorts of things. But there's a unique aspect of being motivated to actually go out there and do something. That's what Vigor is all about, and that's what I think that MonaVie can own. So when I say MonaVie can be and should be and will be the company known for helping you feel your best, this is what I'm talking about. I'm talking about this global feeling of just strength and vitality in body and mind. That's what we're talking about here. When we miss that, when we're lacking vigor, we feel tired, stressed, depressed. We feel exhausted. We feel burned out, as I mentioned just a moment ago. And that's not where you want to be. That's not where anybody wants to be. We want that state of high vigor. So when I talk about the new science of feeling your best, it really is based on 4 distinct areas of biochemistry. They're distinct, but they overlap with each other, and they coordinate and synergize with each other in some very, very important ways. So you can see on your screen now those 4 areas of biochemistry are oxidation, neurotransmission, glycation, and allostation. And as I mentioned to you, this from the lab is going to get a little bit deep into the science at times, but those are the areas that are responsible for how we feel. So we can dial these aspects of biochemistry right back to each one of those problems. Oxidation to stiff and sore. Neurotransmission to feeling fatigued. Glycation to gaining weight. And allostation to feeling stressed out. And if we can rebalance those, if we can develop natural approaches to rebalancing those different areas and solving those problems, we can help a lot of people feel better in a lot of very important ways. So while I'm on this slide, you can see right here, we use antioxidants to balance the oxidation piece. We use balanced sugars and balanced natural sources of caffeine to help the brain perceive fatigue and energy in a different way. We used balanced macronutrients, carbohydrates, fats, proteins, fibers, in order to balance blood sugar control. And we use a series of stress hormone balancers, anti-stress herbs, to balance the stress response. And so if we do that in a coordinated fashion, we restore that vigor. We help people feel better again. So while I'm here, it probably makes sense to talk about why. Why do I want people to feel better? You know, partly it's because I want you to have a good day, right? We all want to feel better. That is never going to go away. No one wakes up 20 years from now and says, boy, I wish I felt worse today, right? That's not going to happen. We always want people to feel better, and everybody's going to want to feel better. Even if you feel great right now, you can always feel a little bit better. So that's one level of it. The other level of it is that, what do you do if you feel great? If you feel great in here, in your mind, and you feel great in here, in your body, you're going to do great things out there in the world. You know, so if you're feeling good, you're going to be doing good things. You're going to be a better mother. You're going to be a better father. You're going to be a better business person. You're going to be a better person in your community. You're going to do more things with your church. You're going to be able to sort of spread that feeling better around and help other people around you feel better. So it really is a lot more, it's a lot bigger mission, if you will, of helping people feel better than just helping them feel better that day. You know, that's really what gets me out of bed every morning, and that's what we build into these MonaVie products. What we see here, the new science of feeling your best, is really that each product stands on its own. The juices do its thing, which is the antioxidant piece. EMV does its thing, which is the neurotransmission piece, the anti-fatigue piece. The Reveal products do its thing, which is blood sugar control, blood sugar stabilization to help control appetite and maximize fat burning for weight loss. And the new VSet product does its thing, which is an anti-stress product to modulate your body's response to stress in our stressful environment, in our stressful world. So they all stand on their own. But the thing that's neat about them is that they also are built to coordinate with each other. So the stress products help the antioxidant products, and the antioxidant products help the blood sugar products, etc. And that idea of a coordinated platform has taken us 8 years to achieve. We're finally here where we have an overall coordinated product platform where we can say, you know what? We have done it. It's taken us 8 years to get here, and we're helping all of these people in all of these different ways to finally feel better, to improve their vigor, to improve their vitality, so they can go out there and use that to improve the lives of others. So let's talk a little bit about VSet, this new product that we launched in Orlando. We're launching it in a pre-launch scenario where it's only available now to golds and above on top of their existing 200 PV order. And the reason we did that is because the product's ready, the product has great science behind it right now, but we also want to collect some more data. We want to collect some data in distributors who are using the product along with other MonaVie products so that we can prove out this coordinated, synergized product platform for this new offering that we have. So what VSet will do for you is give you the energy during the day and the calm relaxation during the evening, which is what you want. That's different than just taking a product and trying to suppress your stress response. It's a very, very different way of thinking about how our bodies work. Remember, I often say biochemistry drives behavior. This is a way that we are able to change your body's stress response to a more natural, more appropriate scenario so that you feel good. You have energy when you want it and you have relaxation when you want it. So look for more information about VSet on future episodes of From the Lab, because we'll be diving down into why these herbs, how they work, exactly what stress hormones are being modulated in different time periods. I think you'll find that it's a very interesting scenario for a new product for MonaVie. Now, if we look at this coordinated product platform, let me just remind you that it's all about synergy. It's all about these products shine on their own, but they also help each other work better. That's what we mean by coordination, and that's why I think we can own this idea of MonaVie Feel Your Best. We have all of the switches in place. You know, as I said before about it took 8 years to get here, we solved the antioxidant piece with the juices. Once that was solved, then we could move on to the next one and solve the energy piece with EMV, and then move to the next one and solve the blood sugar piece with Reveal. And now we've just solved the stress hormone piece with VSet. When we do that in each of those different areas, the product stands on its own, but you might get the idea that it's kind of like a dominoes game. If we went and just solved one of them and then didn't go and work on the others, we're doing our customers a disservice. We're actually giving them limited benefits with limited results. And that isn't what MonaVie is all about. You can feel better in one particular way, but that's not going to make you feel your best. That's not going to make you perform the way you want to perform and feel the way you want to feel. So it really has been 8 years in the making, and we're finally here where we can legitimately stand up and say, MonaVie is the company that can help you feel your best. And that's what our mission is going forward. I was happy to announce in Orlando on February 1st the release of my 11th book. It's called Vigor Diet. And it's a shorter version, the cliff notes, if you will, of a longer book that I wrote last year called The Secret of Vigor. And it's all around this idea of modulating these 4 major aspects of biochemistry to enable our bodies to feel better with that restoration of vigor. I'm also happy to announce that the Vigor Diet book it's available on Amazon right now, with all proceeds going directly to the MORE project. So if you've been involved with MonaVie for any period of time, you know that MonaVie supports the MORE project and supports those kids around the world, not just in Brazil, but in countries around the world, taking them out of poverty, taking them from a place of just, you know, not a lot of hope to a place of hope, so they can build a better life for themselves. So all of the proceeds from Vigor Diet will go to support the MORE project. It's something that I've just developed such a love for in my time here at MonaVie, and I wanted to support in this particular way. So if you would go buy a copy of the book from Amazon, the money goes to the MORE project, but also share it on Facebook, tweet about it, review it on Amazon, because if more people talk about this idea of feeling better and MonaVie being the solution to feeling better, that's something that's going to improve our story and improve our platform and improve our ability to help more and more and more people around the world to finally feel the way that they want to feel. So with this idea of a coordinated product platform and products that stand on their own but then work together to achieve a greater whole, so to speak, where do you get in? Do you take people who are feeling stiff and sore and apply them to one product? Do you take people who are stressed out and point them to another product? How do you match up the product with the person or the product with the problem? You can certainly do that, but I'll make one suggestion to you. My suggestion is that the doorway in to the MonaVie universe is through the antioxidant door. And the way to get through the antioxidant door is with our new View device. The Orlando convention was all about introducing View to the world. That's MonaVie's antioxidant scanner. And the reason why this is so important is that having a device that can measure your antioxidant protection is literally a game changer. It changes the way that we educate. It changes the way that we even have a conversation about what antioxidants are, how they protect you from free radicals, what that means for your health. It really is, if we think about the coordinated strategy, the antioxidant piece is the first domino piece. If you don't have that piece under control, if that piece remains unbalanced, it will continually unbalance all of the others. It will continually set off a stress response. It will continually upset your blood sugar balance. It will continually cause problems with your body's perception of energy and fatigue. So that's the one, if you could only balance one of them, you would want to balance that one first. And then once that's balanced and you're on solid foundation nutritionally, then you can move to the next one. Then you can move to the next one. So it really is about where do you come in, how do you build this customized nutrition regimen for your customers or for yourself or for your family. The View is a perfect doorway in. Let me say a few words about how this changes the game, how this changes our conversation. You know, I've been talking about antioxidants and free radicals for 20 years, my entire career as a nutritionist. And it's always a difficult conversation to have because you can't see the free radicals, you can't see the antioxidants, you know you're supposed to be eating more fruits and vegetables than you currently do, and that goes for myself as well, but we don't. We know they're good for us. We know the antioxidants in those brightly colored fruits and vegetables will protect us from the free radicals in the air we breathe, and from the poor diets that we ate yesterday, and from the stress response that our body just set off. But we don't. We intellectually know that this is good for us, but we don't. You know, there's all these excuses about why we don't eat those 10 to 12 to 14 servings of fruits and vegetables. But what View offers us is a way to change that around. Within a couple of seconds, we can give somebody their color, we can give somebody their number if we give them a full life score, and it takes the idea of antioxidants and free radicals from the back of their mind and puts it squarely in the front of their mind, where now they'll act on something. They'll actually have an actionable moment. They'll become more likely to eat more servings of fruits and vegetables. They'll become more likely to eat a better diet. They'll become more likely to adhere to a regular physical activity regimen. They'll become more likely to do all the things that we know are good for them, including to stay compliant on a supplementation regimen. They'll become more interested in, hey, why am I drinking that juice again? Why am I using that Reveal shake? Why am I using these View certified products? Oh, because it'll improve my score. Oh, because it'll improve my level of protection. Oh, because it'll improve my overall level of health. And once that one is solidified, that piece of the puzzle, then you can move to the energy piece. You can move to the blood sugar piece. You can move to the stress hormone piece. That's the first one to get under control. And the View changes the way we can have that conversation with people. We feel so strongly about our ability to change somebody's overall antioxidant protection that we're guaranteeing a lot of our products. A lot of our products now are what we call View certified, meaning that if you use them as directed for a period of 60 days, your number on the View will go up. Guaranteed. And we know that, we feel so strongly about that, that we'll guarantee these products based on the science that we've collected, based on the data that we've done. We're able to show that your number goes up so substantially, your protection gets so much better, we're able to stand behind our products on a scientific level and say, use these products as directed. If your score doesn't go up, we'll give you your money back. That's what it means to be in MonaVie. That's what it means to be a company that truly is going down this road of health and wellness in a way that no one has done before. You know, prior to the View, you'd have to take a blood sample, or a urine sample, or a saliva sample, or a tissue sample, and actually send that off to the lab and measure it. And we still do these kinds of things in the laboratory to corroborate some of our other kinds of measurements. But that's expensive, it's invasive, it's uncomfortable, it's time-consuming, it's everything that the View is not. The View is simple, it's accurate, it's quick, it's right there on your desktop, it's portable, it has all the little check marks that you would want to literally change the conversation about health and antioxidants and protecting your body. And as I mentioned before, that's the first piece of the puzzle that you want to get under control. So try these products, try the juices, try the Reveal shakes, and see if your score doesn't go up. We know it will. That's why we're making this money back guarantee. So we see it in the Reveal products, we see it in the juices, and it lets me make this challenge to you, which is to go out and scan the world. It might be a tough conversation to tell somebody, I'm going to change the way the world feels. I'm going to improve the way that globally we talk about vigor. You know, those are pretty big, grandiose kinds of promises. It's a little bit easier to say to somebody, let's get your antioxidant score. Let's find out where you stand right now in terms of your protection from the environment. Let's see if you're red or green or purple. Let's see where you are right now, and let's see where we can get you. Let's see how fast we can get you to a healthier place. That's a much easier conversation to have, and it's no less important than feel your best. It's the first piece of the puzzle in feel your best. So let's do that. Let's go out there and scan the world. Let's find out where people are. Let's engage them in that conversation about health and wellness and vitality. And then as they use the products and they see their score improve, as they use the products and they feel their vigor coming back, as they use the products and they finally feel themselves coming back to their normal selves and getting themselves back, then we know that we've done it. Then we know that we're on the right track with MonaVie Feel Your Best, and we can become known as that. So I'm going to stop there. I'm going to let you go back to your lives. Tune in here next week when we talk about other topics from the lab. Thanks a lot. This is Dr. Shawn Talbott. Good night.